is up, everybody? It's your boy Flash from ALWT Gaming, aka Malachi36. I'm here with It's the 9-Ball and Mildewy Carrot. But first, before we start going to see how they're doing, before we even go start seeing how I'm doing, I did want to go ahead and drop this guys to you guys because before the show had happened, about 4 hours earlier, PlayStation gave out this little 30-second video, which I'm going to play for you guys. Here we go. It's going to be with no sound, by the way, but it looks like that right here that they're going to be having these 14 codes that they're going to be having, so you have to be on the lookout for 14 opportunities to win a PS5. So if you guys are out there trying to get yourself a PS5, possibly for free, it looks like here codes can drop anytime, anywhere, online or in the real world. I don't know what the real world means. Maybe it's like off of Pepsi or something like that, like little Coke bottles or something. But it looks like Sony PlayStation is doing something like this. So if you guys are on the lookout for that, please make sure you guys are paying attention, maybe following some PlayStation blog posts, all that good stuff. I'm playing it for you guys once again. 14 opportunities to enter and win yourself a PS5 for 2022. It's still scarce. It's still hard to get. But you guys, by golly, can be one of 14. Possibly two of 14. You know what I mean?
I'm just going to ignore the fact you said by golly.
All day. All day. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But enough about that. It's the 9-Ball. How are you, man?
I'm doing good.
Doing good?
Doing great.
Heard that. I'm all for that, man. As long as you're good, I'm all right. You know? As long as you're good, I'm all right. Mildewy Carrot. My brethren. How art thou? On the week of Horizon Forbidden West. Let me get that out the way. How art thou?
Thou art good. Very good.
Fantastic.
Thou art excited and cannot wait for thou game to release. For sure.
Most definitely. Yeah, we're expecting some great things out of Horizon Forbidden West, of course. I mean, all of us. It's a 9-Ball. Have you played Horizon not Forbidden West, but Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah.
You played
haven't beaten it.
So all of us have played, half of us have beaten, and even less than half of us had completed the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, or Zero Dawn. I'm actually making my way through it currently. Just wanted to throw that out there, having a good time with it. And I actually think I might be almost done with it, surprisingly. I didn't think it was going to be, I felt like it was longer, like in my head. I thought it was going to be at least like another 20 plus hours. I think I'm almost done with it. But having a good time with it. Cannot wait for more content for that to come out. And I cannot wait for, well, when I mean content, I'm talking about Horizon Forbidden West that's happening this Friday. So if you guys are looking forward to that, make sure you guys are tuning in for when we do our post-review with the one, the only, Mildewy Carrot.
Yes. Waiting for that to drop. That took a long time.
I was waiting for you to intervene. I was waiting for you to interject and be like, me or something.
I'm going to make you hold it. I'm going to make you work for me to get a response right now. Yeah.
No easy task here. No easy task. Nope. We're all about the hard stuff. We're all about that Dark Souls streaming, you know? Welcome to ALWT Things Gaming, Episode 7, Season 2 for 2022. And yes, before you say anything, Mildewy Carrot, it is Episode 7 for everything. For Anchor, for Twitch, for Instagram, for Google, for Stadia, for PlayStation Network. It's Episode 7 for that. For all of it. All right?
I heard him say a word called Stadia. What's that? Can someone educate me on that?
Stadia is Stadia, all right? No more elaboration. That's all we need.
It's an island in the Antarctic. You know, it's a little spot. They call it Stadia.
Oh, kind of like in stasis and doesn't go anywhere or do anything?
Yeah, it's just kind of just there.
Okay,
I heard that unusual things happen.
Well, what is not unusual is that we do have stories to talk about today. But before we get inside that, I do want to ask Mildewy Carrot, what have you been playing over the week since we last spoke?
I've actually been playing Night of the Dead.
Ooh.
Pretty much, it's another kind of like zombie survival tower defense. I'm gonna say this zombie survival game, but it incorporates tower defense. So it's got a lot of trap mechanics in it that you can build a trap base out of and to survive horde nights. Because each night is pretty much a horde wave that comes at you. So it's actually a lot of fun. I've actually invested I want to say maybe. I don't know how many hours. I can't remember. Un momento. About 16 hours in it so far. So, and that's on and off. I've also been playing Master Duel. Getting ready. They've got like their first event actually coming up on the 17th, which is an XYZ event. So your extra deck can only have XYZ monsters in them. So it it's going to be a very good time. And then also been playing Phasma with these wonderful people known as Nine Ball up there, Gravity Mark II, and Hey It's Abby. We've also gotten TBF Abyss on a couple of times, but his schedule's still so chaotic right now.
Pretty finicky.
Yep.
Heard that. Going on over to what have you been playing? It's the 9-Ball Corner Pocket. Don't scratch.
Okay. So I've been still playing, like I said, Plague's Tale. Outside that, No Man's Sky, Master Duel, of course, and like Bill Dewey said, lots of Phasmophobia.
Fantastic. Yeah, I've been playing the usual. I've been playing a lot of Sifu, and this is a funny observation that I've noticed about myself on 2 different occasions. And I wanted to share that with you guys right here. I want to share it with the congregation of gaming, okay? So, a while back, years back, when me and Ohio first started kind of more consistently playing Smite together, which I also have a video of, it's 9-Ball, me and Ohio playing some Smite. I have it saved on my desktop. It's lovely to go back to on a time period where it wasn't broken with the Warriors and Guardians. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, at this moment, Ohio had mentioned, he's like, I wonder how good Kronos is. I was like, he's pretty fun champion. He's pretty fun god. Normally he's there for I would say he's really good at doing damage, but he does like supporting damage, if you will. Like he sets up the kills because of his stuns and stuff. I was like, here, let me show you. And I was expecting to maybe go like 3, 4, and 12, just so I can set up the kills for Ohio. I went like 9 and 0. And I was like, that's got to be a mistake. So I went ahead and played him again. And then I went 7 and 0. Then next thing you know, I went 12 and 1. Like that point, that was a time period where Kronos was my main because by mistake, by association, I started playing him really good for some reason. It was like, as I'm trying to explain how Kronos is, because I played him on PC before it came over to console, I started like kind of getting that whole Sharingan motion going on, which was really fun. Fast forwarding to 2022, when we just had the past Super Bowl happen, Who Day, by the way, still Who Day. Afterwards, my buddy Muhizi had stayed over, and I was showing him Sifu. I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and show you some Sifu. It's a pretty fun game, very intuitive. I went back to I'm on level 3 right now, and I was at level 3 at age, I think 52, 56, something like that. So I was like, it's mediocre, if you will. But I go back to stage 2, where I'm at age 29. And I'm playing through it, and I'm just showing him it. I was just like, that's all I'm trying to do is just explain to him how Sifu is, show him the mechanics of it. And then I got to a certain point, and I stopped. I was like, I'm going to keep going because this is the best run I've ever had in my life. And so I'm going through it, and now I'm proud to say that I'm on stage 3 at age 39 versus 29. Versus 56. So, I don't know what it is, but anytime I'm like explaining a game, for some reason I'm like subconsciously good at it. In that moment. Not saying I'm always going to be good at it, but in that moment I'm like subconsciously good at it. And I don't know why, but I'm not hating it. So I kind of found that out about myself over Sifu over the weekend. So I've been playing a little bit of that. Playing some Final Fantasy 14, getting a little bit further in that too as well.
What level are you on that?
14, I think I'm 72. 70. I have to take a look because I actually don't remember. But I also have some champagne because, again, even though my Bengals did not win the Super Bowl, they won the opportunity of being at the Super Bowl once and for all. This is for all y'all homies out there.
Drink responsibly, kids. We do not encourage drinking for any random reasons.
This is for him. This is for the kids. This is sparkling water. There you go. There you go.
Drink responsibly.
Yes.
ALWT does not condone irresponsible drinking at all.
Yeah.
But enough about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're going on over to story number 1, which is Horizon on the horizon. Wesley LeBlanc from Game Informer says this in their article. For Horizon Forbidden West hits PlayStation 5 and PS4 on February 18th, and it seems players are excited to return to Aloy's journey because of its predecessor, Horizon Zero Dawn. Just surpassed a new milestone. 20 million copies sold. I'm going to say it louder for the people in the back. 20 million copies sold. Back to the article. It's no surprise Zero Dawn is one of PlayStation's best-selling games, and it makes sense that more people picked it up in the run-up to Forbidden West. What better way to catch up to the story of Aloy's first journey in the original 2017 game? Still, though, 20 million is a massive number. Quote, wow, Horizon Zero Dawn has officially sold over 20 million copies around the world across PS4 and PC. End quote. PlayStation Studios head Herman Holtz wrote on Twitter today. What an incredible achievement, Guerrilla Games. And the big thing to our hugely supportive fans. Now let's get ready for the visit Horizon Forbidden West in a week. On top of that, Holtz also revealed that more than 1 billion hours of Zero Dawn has been played. There's a lot of destroyed machines. End quote, end story. I'm going to start it on over with Horizon fanboy numero uno, Mr. Orange Patch over here. Mildewy Carrot. Your thoughts, please, oh wise one.
First off, wise one?
Yeah, when it comes to Aloy in Horizon.
Alright, I gotta revamp myself on that with her, but Horizon was a game that when I first played, I was like, all right, this kind of reminds me of Tomb Raider a bit, but with like post-apocalyptic world with, mechs and machines. Very intriguing, especially for someone who plays MechWarrior a lot, and has seen Zoids. It was like a fusion. Actually, I'm gonna say probably more Zoids like brought into a game world, which is like, ooh, interesting. It was a fantastic game, freeform running, open world. A lot of different side quest stuff that you could do to keep your entertainment, or even just a story quest that you could do and play through and focus on. There was a lot in there. The fact that they've sold 20 million with Forbidden West does not surprise me at all. Horizon Zero Dawn started off good and then took off. And the fact that 20 people are waiting to play the next sequel is fantastic, and it's good for not only this grouping of this company and all, and for the game set, but it tells a lot of people's expectations from what they've seen of the game so far that they are that stoked for this new environment. Because if you guys remember the events, you've got with what they announced, you got a whole new open world map, you've got new tribes, new capabilities, everything.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fantastic, in terms of what we're going to see here in this game when it comes out. So I expect a lot of good feedback from it, at least in my opinion. I feel like it's going to do very well, and that people are just going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it.
And I think you're actually in my. I was about to say, I think you're in my head on this because I did want to bring up the Metacritic and talk about this. So keep in mind that these reviews are coming out from IGN, from Game Informer, Game Rant, all this stuff. And when they get review codes, typically they still have bugs in the game. It's before the day one patches. So they're playing this game with bugs, mind you. I have Forbidden West on our fantasy gaming league, and it's pending right now at an 89. It's not even scored yet fully. 89 right now is what it's pending at, and this is before the day one patch. So pretty excellent right there for the start off with the game. And of course, if you guys are still weary about it, still have reservations or anything like that, or if you're the type that just don't like getting games at day one, but you want, depending on how it's received, you guys can check out our post review, which is going to be happening at some point next week with Mildewy Carrot. So be on the lookout again.
I'm going to point out one thing, and I did have to relook this up just to reconfirm it. When Horizon Zero Dawn came out, Metacritic scored it, and this is after everything was done with it, an 89.
So this is starting off.
Forbidden West is starting where Horizon left off.
Mm-hmm. This
crazy. Is kind of good news in my opinion. It feels I get a good feeling from this one,
right?
Especially with what Horizon Zero Dawn gave us, and the fact of what we're seeing in expansion wise with Forbidden West. I think you're going to get some serious points there, ALWT.
I hope so. I need him after last year. You know what I mean? I was looking like Ohio. You know, but
Moga.
Yeah. Well, right now Moga's in the league, and I'm going to take a moment before we go over to It's the Nine Ball's thoughts about this. I do want to take a moment and talk about our fantasy gaming league because Ohio truly started from the bottom. Now we here. You know what I mean? He is leading the pack right now with Pokemon Legends Arceus scoring 84 out of 100, giving him 14 points. He has Sifu, which went up. It was at a 79. Now it's at an 80, and which got him 10 points right now. He has Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga that's pending to come out. Marvel's Midnight Suns pending. Elden Ring pending. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge pending, but I think that's actually going to score pretty high, to be honest with you. He has 2 open spots, and he has the counter pick of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'll also go ahead and explain here in a moment of how the Fantasy Gaming League works in case you guys are coming onto this for the very first time and don't know how this actually pans out. Renzokuken from Silent has God of War Ragnarok, Triangle Strategy, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is not coming out this year, and that's another thing. Moga had properly counter. He's the only one that has an accurate counter pick, so he's entering this season with some spice. You know what I mean? A little bit of marinara with that habanero, if you know what I mean. He has Chocobo GP pending, Kirby and the Forgotten Land pending, Final Fantasy 16. I hate you. Metroid Troy 4, Metroid Prime 4 pending. I don't hate you, Silent. You know that. He has an open spot. Diablo Immortal is his counter pick. Me, representing ALWT Gaming, I have Horizon Forbidden West, which is pending at an 89. The Plague Tale Requiem, pending. Starfield, pending. Ghostwire Tokyo, pending. Gotham Knights, pending. Redfall, pending. Babylon's Fall, pending. The King of Fighters 15, which is pending at an 82. That's also coming out on the 17th, so 2 days from now.
Okay. Now, I have a problem here.
What's up?
Like you talked about him taking your Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
Starfield.
Yeah, most certainly.
No, I remember you was the one that had the most trash to say about Starfield.
Oh yeah, I still have trash about it. I still have trash about it, but I feel like people are going to review it well regardless. Like I don't have to like it. I don't know what that is. This is all for the points. This is all for the points. That's the 9 ball. You know what I mean? I'm against it. I'm not picking it up, but it is for the points. So I got to go where the river's taking me. Bayonetta 3 is my Bayonetta 3 is my counter pick. Illuminata's Living, a.k.a. Illis Be Live, has Dying Light 2 Stay Human. It's got him 77 points out of 100, which got him 77 points for the score. Bayonetta 3, which is counterpicked by me. Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin pending. Mario plus Rabbids Spark of Hope pending. Diablo Immortal pending. Shovel Knight Dig pending. 2 open spots still, and has a counterpick of Saints Row, which is the reboot. Zaka Corp has Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 pending. Tiny Tina's Wonderland pending. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl pending. Saints Row pending. Total Warhammer 3, which is pending to come out also on the 17th at an 89 points right now out of 100. 89 out of 100. There you go, Zaka TV. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 pending. 2 open spots, and has Marvel's Midnight Sun as a counterpick. Carrot Patch Inc., our former victor, has Gran Turismo 7 pending. Forspoken, I hate you, pending. Tunic, pending. Splatoon 3, pending. Stray, pending. Salt and Sacrifice, pending. Advanced Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, pending. He has an open spot, and he has Chocobo GP as a counterpick, which is on Silence list. So kind of explaining the Fantasy Gaming League, how that works, is if you guys are very familiar with, get out of here, Brad Locke. We don't want no friggin' whatever this is that you're selling us.
Yeah.
Followers.
Yeah, trying to sell us some followers. Get out of here. You're being banned. Where you at? Where's that ban button? Ban. There you are. You're out of here.
I was about to do that thing too.
Appreciate it. Back to my little spiel about Fantasy Gaming League. How it works is very similar to fantasy football. What it is that you, instead of it being on a weekly basis, it's on an annual basis. You're not against one person each week. You're against everybody at the same time. It is on a 100-point scale. Anything above 70 points, because 70 points is the threshold. So anything above 70 points gains you points. Anything below 70 points loses you points. Counter picks also are a factor in here. So for example, if Mildewy Carrot has Horizon Forbidden West and it scored a 90 on Metacritic, then he would get 20 points because that's 20 points above 70. However, if he got Cyberpunk 2077, which was not that good, then and it got 60, it would do negative 10 points because that's 10 points below 70. But if he had counterpicked, let's say Pokemon Legends Arceus, and that happens to be on It's the Nine Balls roster, if it scored positively, then not only would It's the Nine Ball get those points, so for example, we'll say 80. If it scored at 80, Nine Ball gets 10 points because that's 10 points above 70, but because Mildewy Carrot had counter-picked it, he would lose those 10 points because it scored well. If it did the opposite, to where it did a 60, then not only would It's a Nine Ball lose those points, but Mildewy Carrot gains those points because it's 10 points below 70. And if it does not come out, we have a feature in there to where you cannot drop that game if it's announced not to release this year. So theoretically, neither one of them lost any points, but Mildewy Carrot just stopped him. He point blocked them instead of cock blocked them. He point blocked them from gaining any potential points because he could not drop that game anymore. So a nice little bit of strategy that's in there. Good times. It's all for fun too. Bragging rights. Not for money. Nothing like that in case anyone was curious. But yeah, so that is how the Fantasy Gaming League is working. And Ohio right now is in first place. Very, very early. There's a whole lot of year left. But this guy right now is knowing his stuff. And he's off to a really good start. Now, enough with that.
Did the last person who used Moga start off to a great start and end up failing?
Something like that, yeah.
Just out of curiosity.
Now I do want to switch it on over. I do want to switch on over to It's the Nine Ball concerning the Horizon Forbidden West news. What does this mean for you? What are your thoughts about the article that we just recently read? You are on the clock.
Only thing I'm gonna say is, I'm proud. Good job, PlayStation, so far. I hope the game is up to expectations. I'm saying it is because, this is one of the key marquee titles, so I think it's going to do well. I think it's going to launch well. I think it's going to have more or less permanently cemented into PlayStation's arsenal. This could be the one that makes it like, how you had like the Nathan Drake collection. This would be like this new one for like the PlayStation, like 4 or 5 of them. The latest big title. Like I said, the gameplay is great. I need to finish it. It's just, I have a bad habit of not and procrastinating. I had like a ton of massive backlog. Once I spin back, I'm going to finish up the game here shortly, and then I'm going ahead and get the second part and do that one, because the game looks fantastic, and it should really show off the PlayStation 5, while also making it so it could run too on PlayStation 4. They made sure backwards compatibility is a thing, and it runs fine. So you don't have to worry about that issue. You won't have that one.
Right. And that was actually another thing of the article, of a different article that did say it runs well on the PS4. So it looks like some review. I don't know if they got review codes for the PS4. Some of these critics are doing, but it sounds like it runs well on the PS4 currently. And I want to ask you guys before I give my thoughts about it. Mine is pretty much in line with you guys anyway, but is anyone playing this? Are you guys playing this on the PS5?
Yeah.
Okay.
PS5, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I figured. I figured as much, but I just genuinely just wanted to ask. But yeah, I'm excited about this game for sure. Cannot wait for it to come out. I do think that this is going to be a game that I'm going to invest some time in for sure, but I do see myself eventually chipping away at it because after listening to some of the sit-ins about the Horizon Forbidden West, sounds like you can easily get distracted and put in a lot of hours in this game. With all the side content, and it even does sound like that if you're playing on normal, because they have different levels that you can switch it to. It sounds like if you're playing it on normal, you're going to get to a point to where grinding is going to be kind of a key element. I know Paris Lily was kind of worried about that, but then when he ended up fighting, proceeding through it, he kind of was naturally already grinding, and he didn't realize that he was actually over leveled in some of those cases.
I was about to say, you don't want to feel like you're just backtracking. That's one of the big things you don't want your players to feel like.
Yeah. And it's
go get this buff and go back to stage 42.
Yeah. Again, a lot of the stuff like now what they have been saying is that it's an excellent game. It's not a perfect game, and some of that does have to do with the bugs. Some of them have to do with the even some of the choice direction, I guess, for what they have on some of these side quests and stuff. That has been stuff that has come out of articles. As far as the reviews go and everything like that, but ultimately everyone has nothing but good things to say about this game. That's just stuff that's kind of being a little nitpicky and also just trying to be like, hey, like if this is going to bother you, then if this is something that's a make or break deal for you on video games in general, then this may not be the game for you. But ultimately, if you can get past that, then you're going to have a fantastic time with this in a beautiful open world. Question for you guys. Question for the little trio. Are you guys playing this in performance mode or resolution mode? I'm going to start with you, Nineball.
Performance mode. It's a single player game. I mean, I'm not going to be going up against nobody, so you might as well. Wait a minute. Which two modes?
And I was like, I'm going to be. Wait.
Yeah. Performance mode is the whole making it smooth like butter, and there's resolution, which will make it look the absolute most stunning.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try resolution mode. I'm going to try both modes. See which one I like. Probably start with resolution. If it's a single-player game, you might as well go for the resolution.
Heard that.
Because it's not like I'm going up against nobody.
Exactly. Right. What about you there, Mildewey?
I'm the same way. Resolution first, because the graphics. Because let me just say this. The world that we saw with those demos was fantastic and so beautiful, and if I can get that to really just pop on my screens, I'm gonna do it. I want to sit there and look like I'm looking through a diorama box into a world of like Avatar just gone wild with Zoids. It's like I want that. I want to be able just to do that, just blow my mind with these graphics. Performance wise, the game runs smooth either way. You may have to do some tweaking with some of like your shots and all, but it's solo play. It's not like you're trying to go for diamond rank in Apex or anything.
Yeah.
I've actually been like, so most people when they game do like to have the performance mode in general. I'm actually usually on the opposite side. I like my stuff to look beautiful. I like it to look nice. I think generally games already feel pretty good to me naturally anyway, so I never really dive too heavy into that. It's funny, and the reason why I wanted to bring it up because Gary Whitta from Kind of Funny Games, but also the writer, one of the writers for Star Wars and stuff, have mentioned that he is an advocate on 90% of the games he plays for performance mode. But this one, the performance mode is so smooth that it's too good for him. Like he's like, it feels like I'm playing like a soap opera on TV or something like that. Like how that camera can be really smooth and everything. He says he feels like he's playing something like that. So on this one, he plays resolution, and resolution is just absolutely stunning. So it sounds like either way, whether you play performance or resolution, it's going to have a really good impact on you. And it's not like if you're playing on a PS5, it's not like you're going to be missing out any of the DualSense features because that's going to be for both. But it is one of those things where it's just like, I cannot wait to see this thing in resolution. I mean, again, we have a 4K TV. We have a PS5 that can do 4K capabilities and all that good stuff. I'm ready to see this thing. This is going to be like one of my first PS5 games being able to be pushed to the max after a year of its being out. So, very excited about that. Story number 2. It's a two-parter.
We're just now getting to that? Good Lord.
I know, right? Yeah, we had a good talk about that. What's Capcom up to? So I'm going to read both parts on this one because it's very interesting here, and it's a lot of speculation, and we're going to have a discussion about this. George Young from GameSpot says this in their article. The Japanese Twitter account for Resident Evil has teased an announcement related to the series that is coming tomorrow, 4 p.m., which is 2 a.m. It was actually this morning when they said tomorrow. This article is from yesterday. The tweet reads, "Oh, there's something suspicious. There's some suspicious. Well, this is localization. They should say there's some suspicious activity, but they said, oh, there's something suspicious activity going on that at the Resident Evil portal. It seems like this was the reason why all the staff around me worked busy lately. There's something going on tomorrow at 4 p.m. Japan time, so we hope you all enjoy it." End tweet. Moving forward with the article, while the accompanying picture doesn't show much, it does reference the franchise history and showcase a Resident Evil 2 logo. One Twitter user thinks that the announcement has nothing to do with any games and could just be alluding to a website portal to review the history of Resident Evil. The announcement could possibly be the reveal for Resident Evil Village DLC, as Capcom confirmed last June that it was in development. The rumored Resident Evil 4 remake could also be a possibility to reveal as well. Another Twitter user compared the picture to in the tweet to Resident Evil 4's options menu, and they look strikingly similar. End quote, end story for that. So that's the first part. Second part, Darren Pontius from GameSpot says this in their article. A timer on the Capcom website is currently counting down to something, but the video game company has not yet revealed what that will be seen once the clock counts down to 0. Currently scheduled for the end of February, to end February 20/21 at 10 p.m. Pacific time, which is 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Speculation on the upcoming reveal is focused on a possible Street Fighter announcement. The evidence certainly lines up, as Capcom's 3-day tournament, the Street Fighter Pro Tour season final, is scheduled to conclude at that hour. 2022 also marks the 35th anniversary of Street Fighter, an event which Capcom acknowledged by telling fans, quote, "Look forward to the future development of Street Fighter series," end quote, in January. The countdown could also be subtly alluding to another one of Capcom's most popular franchises, as the font used for the number bears a striking resemblance to the text used for the recent Resident Evil games and remakes. Resident Evil 4 remake is rumored to be in development and will reportedly have more horror-influenced atmosphere in comparison to the original game's action-packed design. It's anyone's guess as what Capcom is counting down, but likely, and sadly, it won't be Beautiful Joe 3.
Dang it.
End story. So I want to take on over to our Capcom lover over here, who loves Resident Evil, who's all about the horror game, all about the scares. It's the Nine Ball. I want you to take each part and tell me your thoughts about each one. Part 1 and part 2.
He's the master of the macabre. Sorry.
It doesn't really. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I have to see I'm gonna have to see it. The
Ask
logo
you shall
is.
receive. I got you, man. Bring it right
All
up.
right.
Yeah.
Bring it up.
Keep on talking, though. Keep on talking.
Bring it up.
Like they said, it might be more of a Resident Evil 8, which I haven't yet to play. I gave you
Is
other
it
things about
Village?
Village is 8.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Okay. So I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if you're trying to be like for 9, or something like that. So
I don't think it would be a 9, but I'm surprised they referenced Resident Evil 2. But they could be going back to Claire from Resident Evil 2. Because you remember Resident Evil 2 dealt a lot with Claire and Leon. Yeah, it was because Leon. It was Leon's first day on the police, when it happened. Like it had just started.
So that's the countdown.
Yeah, that's definitely Resident Evil 7 and 8.
You think so?
What are they doing with it? Do you think they're doing like upgrades, DLC?
Might be DLC. If this ain't DLC like that, yeah, probably gonna be DLC and more of an extension of the story. Because I know the tall lady was pretty famous and everything, got pretty popular. So they made
Lady Demetrius.
Yeah, Lady Demetrius. And
I read into fan fiction, and I've been seeing a lot of her tags coming up a lot underneath Resident Evil.
yeah,
Lately. Like there's a lot with her. Like everyone just loves her to death.
yeah, she seemed to be a fan
Her
favorite.
and the sisters, the one girl with the
Vampire
puppet doll.
Sisters?
No. So the Lady Demetrius has three daughters that are like flies that are vampiric in a way, but there's another like it's one of the boss, like one of the four bosses, like main bosses before you get to the mother of the cult. But it's the one that's the one girl who's got the puppet doll, Nine Ball.
I
I
think I
don't
know who
remember
you
the name.
think.
Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about.
she's pretty much dressed up like full like almost black funeral with like the face covering, almost like a shadow puppeteer, and she's got the doll, but the doll is like
Yeah, I
a
think I know who
separate
you're talking
entity.
about.
Yeah, those are the ones I kind of see most of in tags on fanfics, but I definitely can agree that she is very popular.
Yeah, and I feel like they're gonna probably expound. I think for that, would probably expound more on her, which would be awesome. I mean,
Be very interesting to see what they do.
yeah.
She just rises back from the dead.
I'll refresh this real quick just to see. Countdown. Bam. Yep, that's what it is. I'm in that camp. Actually, I'll share my. I'll reserve my theory here. It's probably going to be unpopular opinion, but proceed. So you think that this is related to the first part as well, the countdown. You think that both the tweet that launched today and the countdown that's supposed to be happening 5 days from now in 6 hours. You think that they're both the same thing?
That's the Resident Evil clock
All right.
that was on his hand from 7. That's when you bring up the watch. It looks a lot like that.
So if you're all right, so pretend this is the Resident Evil watch. What form of Resident Evil do you think this is? Do you think this is going to be Resident Evil 4 remake? Do you think it is going to be Village DLC? Like, what are your thoughts?
I thought they were already released 4. So I know they had like a VR or something for Resident Evil 4.
I don't know.
I'm thinking the way it's looking, it's going to be more of 8.
Okay.
Because I don't even know if they want to start 9 yet. How long has 8 been out?
8's been out for a full year at this point.
Yeah, I don't think I really and even if they got 9 in the works, they wouldn't even have that ready yet. I'm thinking it may be more because most time with the Resident Evil anyway, they would usually do DLC for them.
Mm.
So it wouldn't be no surprise if they announce more DLC for it.
Interesting. Very interesting. Mildewy Carrot, your thoughts?
I'm kind of leaning a little bit on Nine Ball for this one, just because he is the expert. But I definitely agree. It feels more like we got like some form of DLC or something coming for like possibly 7 or 8. But I want to say 8 because just that's the newest one, and people really love that game. I don't think you're getting like a Res 9 or anything because if I remember right, I just was googling again. I did see an article where they back in January where they were talking about Res 9. They did kind of confirm that they were going to be working on it, but it's going to be like a long development time for the game. So we wouldn't see anything possibly till like maybe 2024, 25 from what was marked in the article. So I definitely don't think it's going to be anything of a new IP or a new game or a new sequel to it. So I think we definitely have some form of DLC possibly coming out. I don't think we're getting a re-release or a remaster at this time. So I kind of want to agree. I'm pretty much agreeing with Nine Ball. I think it's a DLC for 8.
Interesting. Not to be devil's advocate or to be problematic.
We know you got them on speed dial.
I honestly don't think it's DLC. I don't think it's DLC. I think that these are two different things. I think the one from today is definitely going to be talking more about Resident Evil. I think that the likely thing for this, especially with the little analysis that the that the journalist has done, saying that this is pretty much the exact time when it ends for Street Fighter and this level of countdown. Like I don't think you do this caliber of countdown for DLC. Period. I just don't think you do. I do think that you show it at an event or something like that, like a little like in between big games or something. I don't think you do a full-fledged website reconstruction for DLC. So I just don't see that that's going to happen. I think that it's going to be probably a Street Fighter 6 maybe. But I would be in the camp that I would love it, unpopular opinion, I would love it to be Power Stone. I want to see that game come back. Now the tone of it does not match Power Stone, but I like it to be Power Stone.
Well, I do kind of want to point out here, Malachi, that you got to remember. I know we don't play this anymore. I know we're kind of like off of it and all, but Fortnite kind of did this exact same thing when they did their full overhaul update, where they shut down the site. They had the full timer countdowns and everything. They did that, and then when they got done, they launched the new setup and all.
Just made me think of something real quick.
We're kind of seeing something. I kind of feel like we're seeing something similar here, where they got a countdown going, but I feel like it's definitely Resident Evil based. Now, I'm hoping for a DLC because there's a lot in the Resident Evil world that, and especially in Village, that could be expanded upon, like maybe a beginning, a prequel. And I know you're saying like, well, that's too much for a DLC, but you got to remember, one of the best games I'd like for DLC right now is Monster Hunter World did a DLC, but it wasn't really a DLC. It was a whole nother game.
Okay, I didn't even think about this, but this might be coming out. Resident Evil Reverse.
Yeah, but even with that, like I know it's not received well in general. Like I just go ahead.
Interesting. Yeah, it's not. This game is not available. It's not available on Steam. Planned release date 2022.
Yeah.
It may go into that as well. I had almost forgotten about it till you said about Power Stone. I don't know why Power Stone and Resident Evil work.
I have no idea how that worked out.
Yeah. Hey.
And going back to the statement for Fortnite, you are correct. They did do that for Fortnite, but the reason why I think it works for Fortnite is because Fortnite is already a live service game. It's ongoing, period. They're always adding stuff to it. It's not like there's going to be a Fortnite 2, which I guess technically you can say that when they did the little countdown as a Fortnite 2, it's still the same Fortnite. It's still the same concept, and it's a battle royale. I've never seen anything like that. Even when you think about the DLCs for even Monster Hunter, Final Fantasy Intergrade, Monster Hunter Rise, all of those, they didn't do anything to this caliber. It was always like an announcement in a video or something. It was like this one is like, hey, we're working on a brand new project. I think if Reverse was accepted well, then I would think that would be the likely contender. I just don't think that. I think that that Capcom knows what they have with Reverse. It's a multiplayer experience that they're throwing out there and trying to play with it. I think that's the extent of Reverse. I don't think they're going to treat it like, hey, this is the next big thing. They don't care. No one cares about that.
It kind of looks like Left Behind, Back 4 Blood style matches where you're just surviving waves of zombies.
Yeah. Now I will say,
really, really. I don't know if y'all did the original one.
The original Reverse.
Yeah, I feel like Mildewey would understand it more because it's like a D&D session. One person is sort of like the dungeon master to where they set up the traps and the other people go through. So as you're going through, the person gets so much gold, so much resources to put different creatures on the map in different spots, setting up traps and stuff.
Is that a mode that's in the game, or because I was about to say
I
was understood that the Reverse games have been more PvP style versus.
That's what PvP. That's what it was. One person was.
So it wasn't like a team deathmatch scenario.
Like that's what Resistance was.
Okay.
Resistance. That's what I'm trying to think about. What it was. Resistance was like that, where one person would sort of be like like I said, the main dungeon master. It didn't work out well, but because it's got mostly negative. Oh no, it's hacking problem. Well, what was happening? What was supposed to happen was one person would have resources, and what you're supposed to do is they set up the traps. As you're going through the dungeon, you have like zombies, but they set like the special monsters, and they get points based on the longer you spend in there. If they take down one of your enemies, they can get more points to get more powerful creatures to place them in like spots in order to ambush you. We can go through rooms, stuff like that. That's why I said it was sort of like a D&D session in a way.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm actually very interested in that.
Yeah. That's what Resistance was.
Yeah, I was about to say, because even with that though, like
I don't know what Reverse is. Now that I just that's something they have planned for this year, but I don't know what it is. So they may hint around that.
And that's the thing, like, because they did show clip, and that's why I thought it was like a PvP team deathmatch styles, because they did show footage of Reverse previously, and like, to my understanding, that has already existed before. They're just bringing it back,
God.
and it just hasn't.
No,
it just
not
wasn't.
mercenaries.
Yeah, it just wasn't accepted well. Like, now, granted,
No,
if
it
I do
wasn't
think
accepted
that,
well for a reason.
yeah, well, I think though that I do think though that if Reverse was more of like a feature that what's it called, Last of Us has, like Last of Us Factions, then that would be accepted well. Like, if it had the
They
same effect on
had
that.
one sort of like that, because I got it too. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I believe they had like a versus mode on there. It was like PvP, but they had zombies throughout the map as well.
Well, and that's what I think the Reverse is, because that's how it's been kind of delivered, at least from all the stuff that I've seen. It looks very similar like that.
But that one was kind of like a one-off. What Operation Raccoon City was, it was sort of like an alternate universe. Was, I believe, Stars had won, and you played as the Stars member. You was hunting down the remaining Stars members to take them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about to say, I just think that, now, granted, if this was pretending that this is not Capcom, pretending it's a Naughty Dog tweet and post, and this on Naughty Dog page, and you have that countdown, I would very much believe that would have been a Last of Us Factions, is what I'm getting at. But because it's Capcom, and Capcom's multiplayer for Resident Evil would be Reverse, I don't think they're doing this degree of production and hypeness for something that's just Reverse. I think it's going to be something that's bigger, that people are excited for. I do think that it's going to have to be a Street Fighter 6. It's going to have to be maybe a brand new Resident Evil. Like, I think DLC for Resident Evil is already exciting. I do believe that for you guys. I don't really care, but for anyone that is inside the Resident Evil universe, I do think that is very very exciting for them. But I don't think it's exciting enough to make a whole ordeal, like a page around maybe a tweet around would be fine, or even showing up as a like a 15-second video or.
It depends on how much they put into it. I mean, I'm not too stoked about it. The Resident Evil Resistance didn't do well. Operation Raccoon City didn't do well, but it depends on how much they put into it. They may have learned, and they may have do something with both of them in a way.
Again, they could, and I'm not denying that at all. You could put all the talent in the world on it. I'm just saying that the delivery of what they currently have in their kit, I don't think it's going to be anything that's I don't think it's going to be anything that is DLC. It's Lady Mythical says hi in the chat. What up, girl? What's going on?
How's it going?
Hope you're having a good time. We're just talking a little video games, a little bit of a debate, if you will, but we were just talking about the news that had happened with Capcom dropping their stuff. She says not much, just enjoying some pizza and chilling. Well, I'm coming over because that sounds great. Some pizza, you know what I mean?
What type of pizza now? We're gonna have to get into that debate now.
Let's talk about that. Is it Little Caesars? Is it Pizza Hut? Is it that Chicago joint?
Well, I was gonna say it doesn't matter where it's from, but then I remember it's like, no, it kind of actually does.
I mean,
I was thinking more like what
pizza.
Type. Bacon and pineapple.
Don't judge me. Casey's. I don't know what Casey's is.
Shaolin
Keys. What up, y'all? I'm betting it's either Street Fighter 6, a new fighting game, or RE4 remake. I'm praying for your Bengals. Hey, bro. I'm proud of my Bengals. I'm glad that they went ahead and they came through to make it to the Super Bowl. I'm happy about that. But yeah, no, Shaolin Keys. I agree with you. I think it's Street Fighter 6. I won't be surprised if it's a brand new Resident Evil 4. And you can actually talk about this. It's Shaolin Keys. Have you played, like, jumped inside the Resident Evil games? Rewinding on over to It's Lady Mythicals. She said, it's my favorite besides Monocles. Are you talking about the countdown that's going on? Yes. The mystery one. Yes. What do you think your thoughts are about that? I think it's going to be, I would like it to be Power Stone. That's my personal preference. But It's the Nine Ball believes that's going to be possibly DLC for Resident Evil Village, aka Resident Evil 8. Mildewy Care is more inside that camp too as well a little bit. Or something that's on a different caliber. what was just brought up was also a potential discussion of Reavers, which is where you guys probably came in. I would like it to be another Resident Evil or DLC, but I don't know. Yeah. So
no one knows.
Yeah,
unless you're a data miner.
That's the mystery.
And you're holding on to it.
Yeah, he said I played Resident Evil 2, 3, 4. Dude, you all up in that Resident Evil. So So with that being said, Shaolin Keys, what do you think? I mean, other than, all right, I know you just said that you think it's Street Fighter 6, and you think it'll be Resident Evil 4 remake. Is Resident Evil 4 remake is that already out? Like, I know that we were just talking about that.
Yeah, I know they had a virtual one because people talking about how scary it is. Did it launch?
Yeah, I think. Well, that's the thing. I think that was one of the selling points for Oculus. So I think it's out for Oculus, but I don't think it's out for console necessarily. So I think that this remake is almost like what they're doing with Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Call of the Mountain. I think it's kind of in that same caliber to a degree. So yeah, lady says it's already out. So but again, I'm assuming that's Oculus. Yeah, it's the original. Oculus. So so this would be the remake. Interesting. So there you guys have it. I'm very curious to see what this is going to be all about.
Maybe it's Silent Hill.
I'm telling you right now, if it is Power Stone, I'm throwing my computer straight out the window in excitement. I'm not going to really do that, but
you better not. I made that thing for you.
You did. You helped. You assisted with that. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I love a good Silent Hill. It's been so long. I don't think Silent Hill's not Capcom though, right?
Maybe they got it. I don't know. I'm just hoping.
Who knows? There's. Let's just say this. They're silent about it.
But
I'm hoping. A man can dream. Give him that right.
I'm actually seeing some articles where everyone's either saying like Street Fighter 6 or Res 4 remake.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm thinking. I think it's going to be Res 4 remake, or I'm just going to say it's Power Stone. I'm speaking to existence. It's Power Stone. It's happening. Give it to me, Capcom.
So if it is Res Evil 4, you think they're going to incorporate the ability to move and shoot at the same time? Are you going to be still,
stop and aim and shoot? I hated that much.
It might be stop and aim because they did say that they're trying to steer more inside of a. They're trying to steal more inside of a fear factor, if you will.
That's not a fear factor.
That's not fear factor. Fear factor is you getting the thrills and scares, jump scares and all. Fear factor is not. I need to stand and aim to shoot. Like no.
Well,
no.
Here's
that or blind shooting from the hip.
Here's what I'm getting from that. If you're moving slowly, if you're limited in movement, that will heighten that little. It's pacing. That's what it is.
You can't even move.
Did you ever play Dead Space?
No, and I never will. I don't know why you asked me that.
You forgot who you're talking to, Nine Ball.
Yeah, yeah. It's Malachi 36, man.
Dead Space, you could move and shoot. And that game was still
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Shaolin Keys did confirm it. Silent Hill is Konami. Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know, but a man can dream.
We're hoping just someone picks it up.
Give me
and
this
gets
one,
it
okay?
going.
Let me have this. Let me have this moment.
Resident Evil Remake 4 is going to be like Resident Evil 2 remake, and I agree with that. That's what I think that it will likely be.
Okay.
I think if it's in the Resident Evil,
I can see that. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I mean, it's just Ashley. Will they fix that? Because that escort mission with Ashley, so many moments you had to save her.
There's times you just want to turn around and just shoot her yourself. Like, no, just shut up. Like, why can't I just put her in fireman's carry and run?
I mean, I would let him take her. I'm like, you can have, but the mission ends if you let him take her.
I mean,
you
look the other way.
Oh my god!
You still fail the mission. My thing was like, why can't you just put her in a fireman's carry and run, or just tie a rope to her feet and just drag her?
See, that's just cruel and unusual punishment. But
that's when you get tired of a freaking character in the game. You just want to shoot them yourself, or like I said, just drag them along.
Well, what's not dragging along is story number 3, which is Cyberpunk is back. ... Sort of.
I know. I just saw the update patch in my queue. 64 gigs for a patch.
Dire Behan from Game Rant says this in their article. It's been over a year since the release of CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077, a game initially hyped up to be one of the biggest open world RPGs of all time that was ultimately met with major controversy upon release, with the console versions famously lambasted for technical issues and under-delivering on expectations set by the publisher. Despite this, CD Projekt Red has committed to improving the game's performance on consoles, and with leaks indicating the next generation version of Cyberpunk 2077 could be releasing later today, which has been confirmed. It is coming out. It is out now. It appears that after a long wait, CD Projekt Red is preparing to stealth release Cyberpunk 2077's PS5, Xbox Series X/S versions of the game today, which seems like a somewhat bizarre way to relaunch what was one of the point of the most anticipated video games of all time. Regardless, next generation console owners should be on the lookout for a free patch or the game's free trial later today. So with that being said, anyone that is jumped on site that was curious about Cyberpunk 2077, I was in that camp where I bought it at launch. I ended up returning it for a refund, and then I ended up picking it back up for $5. So needless to say, I'm in a good position for that. But if you guys are not that fortunate to have it yet and haven't played through it and are interested in playing through it, after all the mess that you've been through, all the mess that's been through and everything like that with the public and CD Projekt Red and all that good stuff, now's your time to do it. And what's one of the things that you guys can do is you guys can actually download the trial. It's a 5-hour trial, and your trial progression carries over. So, something that's worth trying out. I think 5 hours is a good amount of time for you to check it out and see if it's something that you like. And yeah, right there, lady says I haven't played it, but that makes me want it even more. So there you go.
That is the problem.
It's the 9-ball and Mildew Carrier. Did you guys both beat Cyberpunk?
I haven't fully beaten it yet, but I've been playing through it. I've been getting distracted with a lot of stuff, so it is on my list to go back to. The problem is they just keep doing so many patches and stuff to where I just kind of let it sit for a bit, just because it keeps getting patched and patched and patched. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait for it and see once they get done with the patches. After this big one here, and after I get done with my runs through Forbidden West, I'm probably gonna pick it back up just to play through it more, because I keep getting stuck in sidetrack mode on the game with all these side missions. They're like, all right, here's the main quest, but over here there's about 10 shinies. I'm like, ooh, shiny.
Heard that. 9-ball, did you beat it?
I've beaten it once and about to beat it twice.
Nice.
I'm at the end. I just have to get certain items to do, because I'm trying to do the crazy Don't Fear. There's an ending called Don't Fear the Reaper.
Interesting. Is that the special one where Keanu Reeves is like, hey, I have Johnny Silverhand, I should say. He's like, hey, I have a suggestion myself. Is that path?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting.
It's one of the hardest. You kind of just go through the front door. Like most of them, you try to go through the side or something, or find an alternate entrance. Don't Fear the Reaper, you're losing health constantly, and because you're dying, but you're at the same time, you're just gonna go rage straight through the front door.
No spoilers for the people in the chat. No spoilers for the people in the chat.
No spoilers for me. I still haven't beat it yet.
It's
You'll get to it eventually, and then by that time you'll have forgotten it.
Oh yeah,
you'll have forgotten it by then.
But for me, I liked it. I mean, I paid full price. I'm not complaining. The only problem is now I can't download the update because it says it requires 71 gigabytes.
Yep.
Interesting. Going over here, Shaolin Key said Sifu. No, I'm actually on stage 3 of Sifu, so I'm almost done with it. And it's a very ironic story that I just mentioned at the very beginning of this story for that. But long story short, I was showing Muhizi yesterday or 2 days ago what Sifu looked like on the PS5. I was just playing through it on stage 2, which I've already beaten. I'm on at that time I was at age 56 for stage 3, but I just went back to stage 2, which I'm at age 29, and was just trying to show him it. But then halfway through, I was like, I'm having a pretty excellent run. I'm going to keep on going there, Muhizi. And I ended up beating stage 2 at age 39. So now I'm at stage 3 at age 39. So I don't know what it is about me just explaining video games and playing it, because that's not the first time that's happened. It's happened again like that in the past. So next time I want to get through something that's difficult, I'm just going to bring somebody that's interested and just start explaining it to them as I'm playing it. So there you go. But no, we're talking about Cyberpunk 2077. It's Nineball.
Only thing I'm gonna say is they've been having it on sale a lot.
Yeah, for $25.
About $30 usually on Steam and also GOG. So at that price, I think it's worth a pickup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a free PS5, Xbox Series X upgrade too.
Probably. I can go. I mean, with that, all that being said, and all that with the past, for the current price, I think it's pretty good for $30. It's great for $30 actually. I know there's a lot of controversy around how they launched it. There was, I would say, actually in that band camp, there was like several games in that band camp, but just using Cyberpunk itself, they should have never had even launched it in that condition of state.
They lied to the public. We beat that horse to death, so we're not going to go too much into that.
We're not going to go into that one because
man.
I've watched like several videos, and it's like I said, around that time
our video alone, we went ahead and beat that like several different times. Talked about the poor decisions that CD Projekt Red made.
I know I'm saying them, and I'm saying like the only thing I'm saying about that is this happened a lot. And they really got to stop doing that. And it wasn't, like I said, it's not just them. A lot of these companies really got to stop doing that. That's what I'm saying. Basically, for me, I picked it up at full price. I don't have a problem with it. I liked it at full price. But the condition, I can't really recommend it. How they did it, I can't recommend it at full price. So what I'm saying is basically, if you get it on discount. It should be 50 used. Like I said, it's usually on Steam sales and stuff. It drops to 30. So around, I don't know if PlayStation has like they have summer sales.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Around that time, it should drop to about 30. Probably pick it up then. It should run. It runs a lot better. So don't worry about that. I'm not sure about consoles, but on PC, like I told them,
that was the primary of their patches was for consoles, primarily PS4, because it was virtually unplayable on the PS4. And I wanted to interject real fast to answer some questions inside the chat.
I was actually going to point those out too.
Yeah. So on here, Shalon Key says, "Oh, got you. What are y'all giving it a second chance with the update upcoming?" I don't have to give it a second chance because I already have it. And I was fortunate enough. It was $25 at Best Buy. I had a $20 gift card that I earned just from purchasing through Best Buy. So I essentially got it for $5. So it was a steal deal for me, and that was the deluxe version, by the way. So it was a steal deal for me. All I have to do now is just pop the disc in and then upgrade to the PS5 version. So I'm happy about that. Lady says, "Is it similar to any other games? I haven't really seen much actual gameplay on it. Think GTA, but first person, more choices to be had. Like your choices actually do impact the outcome of the game. If you ever played
Mass Effect or
Dragon Age, yeah, your choices really do matter. And it's supposed to be one of those games that revolutionizes gaming. The problem is that they ended up like they lied inside, but they lied about it before the game came out. When they gave
Let's not dig up the horse.
Yeah,
leave it buried.
Yeah.
We buried it finally.
It's just a poor experience overall, and now they're trying to get goodwill back because they've lost a lot of goodwill. And this is the same company that had made any of the Witcher games. So if you watch Witcher on Netflix or played any of the Witcher games, it's more choices like that to where it will change the outcome. She also says, "Okay, cool. I like choice-based games." There you go.
Yeah, you'll like this. There's a lot.
Dragon Age. We recommend Dragon Age and Mass Effect.
I recommend Mass Effect for sure. Dragon Age, you definitely. I recommend Dragon Age 2, but the one thing I'm gonna say though is with Dragon Age, you kind of gotta be careful because Dragon Age 1
is dated.
It's very dated. It is dated. It is their first run. So,
it shows its age. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
It's still a wonderful game, but be careful. It is dated. I've been harping on Gravity to play it, and he's like, "I've been trying, but it's so dated. I'm like, I know it is, but once you get to 2 and then finally into Inquisition, it'll be so much better. You just gotta tough it out.
I'm in the band camp with them because I've been trying forever to play that game.
The only reason I can play it is because
I've
I've beaten it multiple times.
Same. And that's the thing, like, because I don't remember it being that dated, but it's because I played it during those dated times. So it feels like when I went back to it, I was like, wow, was this what I was really playing before? I do want to answer on here. She says, I have those downloaded, ready to go. I've been on a couple other games, though. I'm telling you right now,
Amen.
If you push through Dragon Age, this is turning to a Dragon Age podcast. If you push through Dragon Age through the first one, it does pick up in speed and it gets much better. If you get to the second one, fantastic. It gets very fluent and it doesn't feel dated. However, when you get to Inquisition, you do have to do this thing on your PC or on your smartphone called the Dragon Age Keep. Mildewy, take over on the Dragon Age Keep.
So I found it was really weird when I found this out, but as I got older, I understood it because this occurred when I was younger, back around high school, I want to say. Pretty much, Dragon Age Keep was created because when they did the new game of Inquisition, they rebuilt the whole architecture of how they had it running and set up. So the old save files could not transfer into Inquisition. So what they did, to allow people to still play their games the way they wanted to with their choices, or to allow you to build choices because maybe you didn't do it as well and don't want to go back and play the old game, you can download and activate Dragon's Keep, which allows you to customize the events, the choice events throughout Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age Awakening and Origins, and Dragon Age 2, along with their DLCs as well. Even if you never played the DLCs, you can customize how you wanted the DLC to have ended if you had played it. And then you save it into your I believe it's EA Origins account. And then when you log into Inquisition, you activate your account, you link it, and then it'll download that custom file into your account onto your system and saying, this is your story map that you made from Keep. Do you want to use this one or do you want to use your default one? So it allows you to play with all of your choices, because I will say this, your choices do matter in this game, and they do affect events in there, either interactions, verbiage, players that live and die. I'm going to be that type of person and give you that, a little bit of a spoiler. Malachi found that one out very hard.
Yeah.
just be mindful on every game you do for Dragon Age. Be mindful of every choice you make. That's all I got to say.
Nope.
Because I got to Inquisition. I love my outcome on Inquisition, minus a couple things, and those couple things were pretty major. I was like kind of in the fetal position for like a week.
Now, I will say this. You can start off at Dragon Age 2 and go into Inquisition then. Dragon Age 2 is definitely a bit more up and running comparative to Origins. Origins I just love because it gives so much backstory and lore and setup for the Dragon Age series. But like I said, with the Keep, you can pretty much read through and it kind of explains like all the main events and all. You may not get like some side comments and things later on, but you'll get just the majority of it from there. So they do have that option there if you don't want to backtrack into a dated game.
Right.
So
real quick, one thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was looking at my Cyberpunk 2077 update. It's actually 50 gigs.
You're 50 gigs.
47.09.
Go ahead.
47.09 gigs for my update. Also, wait a minute. Let me see. So with Dragon Age and me, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. Yeah. I've never really played it. I'm trying, everybody, so you're not alone. I've been putting mods on mine to try to update the graphics. Nothing like to alter gameplay, but just the graphics and the look, so it won't look as bad.
Yeah.
So it's I gotta still beat it, and I'm gonna get started on it shortly.
I will give one last comment on that for Origins. Be careful with it because this, like I said, this is a very dated game. They did not have the features in there to tell you.
Sort of like Mass Effect 1.
No, yeah, kind of like before they did the Legendary. It didn't tell you what exactly the comment was like or what it entailed Like, was it funny? Was it sarcastic? Was it, serious? They didn't give you those options. You kind of had to inter that from the tone.
Yeah.
So it's just something to be careful of. But I think there are mods out there that have done that, added that little visual in to some of them. I'm not sure if they're active or still running. Nineball, like he said, on PC, he's been running it with some mod updates. I know people have done that to try and rehash the graphics, make them much better or a little bit better than what they were beforehand. But yeah, it's out there. Shell on Q's, so that's a huge update. Hope it fixes the bugs, especially on PS4. I don't know if it's gonna fix for PS. I don't know if Cyberpunk's ever gonna come to PS4 or fix on PS4 unless they truly tone it down. And I kind of mentioned this.
I think they can do it.
I think it's actually in a state where they kind of already did, because this is not the first update. They've been doing updates for over a year now.
Yeah, they did. Okay, one thing I will give them. They didn't anthem it. Okay, they didn't promise a massive update and then just ditch the game and walk away from it. Okay, I'll give them at least that part.
Yeah.
But they, the amount of updates is ridiculous, and they're supposed to have even more. I've been hearing about. Let me check, because they was talking about that. I think they got some more updates planned for it.
And as you're looking at that, I do want to bring up her. She says, "Well, I was about to start it one day, but had trouble logging in. Wouldn't let me log in after the reinstalling." I'm assuming you're talking about the EA account for
the Dragon Keep.
Yeah, is it for the Dragon Keep there, lady? And then we do have the next story that I want to. Yep, she said yep. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and talk about the next story in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and let you. Yeah, if you, I almost want to. I don't want to say make another account. I would recommend to reach out to their customer service and see if you're able to get in, because that Dragon Keep is kind of important. If you want to bring stuff on over, you technically could start at Inquisition and just kind of go off of that. I find it a lot more beneficial if I start from Dragon Age Origins, muster through that portion if this is your first time playing, because literally halfway through it gets a lot more smoother. I think it's literally right when you go inside that tower, that magician's tower, and you fight that demon up there. That's not really a spoiler, but it's just a boss that happens. But once you go up there,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, at that moment it starts feeling more futuristic as far as gameplay. Not like PS4 or PS5, but it feels more bearable. So, and then Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, is a lot better.
Yeah. For Dragon Keep, though, it's weird that you're having to reinstall it, because that probably could be for the phone app if you're doing it on the phone. When I did it, this was before phone apps were like a big thing, and I just dated myself again, as I always do. I did it on just straight computer, just did it there. I
had to fax mine.
Did you use Nintendo's machine? Did you borrow it?
No, I used a rotary machine. Yeah, I used a rotary phone.
Oh, hold on. I did that wrong.
You guys are something else. Does anyone have any more commentary real quick about the Cyberpunk stuff before we're going over to story number 4?
I'm just kind of glad that they're trying to fix all their mistakes and issues, that they're not just dropping it and just walking away, that they are, like, at least the developers and the software engineers on all that they're still working on it. It is, though, sad that they still have to do so many updates like this.
Yeah.
So, which kind of tells you how bad the ball was dropped on this one. So, but I still love the game. I'm still going to play it as soon as I get through all my other stuff and just enjoy it. Like, it's already just playing through just the first area. I'm loving with it just from the first sections I've been through. And there's so much that I keep getting distracted with, So, it's a good game, though.
But guess what is not sad?
What's not sad?
Repsports.com. If you go to Repsports, www.repsports.com, type in ALWT Gaming at checkout, you guys can get 15% off your Raise energy drinks. I'm wearing the shirt right now. You guys could go ahead and get that. If you guys like energy drinks, they got sour gummy worm. They got watermelon frost. They got Galaxy Starburst, which tastes like a cream saver, which is quite delicious. I'm telling you right now, it's quite delicious. I think you guys will enjoy it. 50% off. Type in ALWT Gaming at checkout. There you go. Had to throw that in there. That little pitch. Lady says it was from PC. It's the 9-ball. I like the little up there right there. It was from PC.
That's great.
I
That's
believe.
an energy drink right there.
I don't
Great
know.
energy.
She says, I think I put something wrong. There's no sugar in Ray's energy drink, so you can't go on. I think
that's all the caffeine.
Yes, it's all the caffeine, yeah. I think I put something wrong and it wouldn't let me try it again, but I don't know. I have to look into it more. Okay. Yeah. Definitely give yourself some time with Dragon Age for sure, especially if you're starting for the first time. If you like anything like fantasy, knights, elves, anything like that, Dragon Age is definitely going to be that game for you. If you're more on the sci-fi side, Mass Effect is going to be on that game for you. And if you just enjoy both of them, then there you go.
She's like all that. Definitely.
All that.
I'm going to say one last thing before we move on.
Yes.
I want Dreadwolf.
I want freaking Dreadwolf now. I want it now. And in case you guys are curious, Dreadwolf is Dragon Age 4 theoretically. So
theoretically,
yeah. Not much of the sci-fi. So Mass Effect is probably going to be more. I mean, Mass Effect. I just contradicted myself. Dragon Age is going to be more up your alley for that one then. Story number 4, which also might be up your alley if you like more fantasy stuff. Babylon's Fall: Second Chance. So anyone that remembers Babylon's Fall about 6 years ago? At this point, they first released it, looked absolutely amazing. People loved the aesthetic of it. They loved the gameplay of it. Then they showed it last year and it looked like complete and utter trash. Rumpke, if you will. Jessica Howard from GameSpot says this in her article. Square Enix has announced the first demo for Babylon's Fall is coming February 25th. That's 10 days out. The demo will be open to PS4 and PS5 owners. And is that a PlayStation exclusive, Babylon's Fall? Interesting. Can someone look that up for me as I keep going? The demo will be open to all PS4 and PS5 owners and offers players a chance to experience the opening section of the Platinum Games' latest title, as well as it tests out 4-player co-op. Developed by the studio behind Nier Automata, Astral Chain, and Bayonetta series, Babylon's Fall is a hack-and-slash RPG with visuals meant to imitate oil paintings. While the combat is still relatively fast-paced, the game looks quite a bit weightier than both Bayonetta and Nier Automata, and boasts a more high fantasy setting. Also, unlike previous Platinum Games titles, Babylon's Fall cannot be played offline, making it the studio's first live service title. According to Square Enix, this upcoming demo provides, quote, multiple hours of story content and limitless multiplayer to give players a significant head start for the strengthening their Sentinel, end quote. It also serves as a pretty lofty introduction to the types of powers a Sentinel can wield on the battlefield, giving those who play early a bit of an advantage when the game officially launches next month. End quote, end story. So yeah, right there, Sean Key says PlayStation is exclusive.
Yeah, PlayStation 5, 4, and PC.
Yeah, it's 4, 5, and OS.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I am, because I just did not, like, I guess I just didn't dig that heavy into Babylon's Fall, but yeah, I did not know that. But yeah, so again, like I said, about 5-6 years ago, whenever it was announced, it looked amazing. Last year, not so much. So the reason why I called this one Babylon Second Chance is because in 10 days we can try it for ourselves and see if people like it. We try out the demo. That's next Friday. Malachi 36 is my gamer tag, MALACHAI 36. I'm on PlayStation 5, and I'm all down for trying that for somebody over the weekend if you guys are free. There you have it.
All right.
Dewey Carrot. What does this do for you? Do you have any interest in this for the Babylon Fall demo?
I mean, if I've got time, I'll probably give it a try. But I was kind of I had to rewatch a real quick trailer on just because I don't remember the game at all, because apparently it didn't pique my interest that much. It's definitely giving me very hack and slash vibes, kind of like Warriors of Hyrule. It also kind of reminds me a bit like Drakengard. It's got some weird things. One thing that I'm kind of partially complaining about right now is just the fact that they're showing shadows of whatever weapons you use behind your back, and it feels like it's kind of half obscuring your view sometimes. It's weird. I don't know. That's just me though. But I mean, if it's a free demo, I mean, sure, why not give it a try and see how it goes from there? Maybe they have fixed stuff, and maybe it's better. But demos are always good to truly check if you want something and want to buy it. So I do appreciate good demos and all, to just see how they're doing with it.
Right. Yeah, it's a good weekender experience that you can have with your buddies.
Or it could be the worst. You never know.
It could be. It could be the worst. Let's hope you have good buddies to do it with. I feel like you could get through.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say anything about. I wasn't gonna say anything about the buddies. I'm talking about more just
the game itself. Demo.
Yeah, because we've already had an issue with one game where we picked it up and put it back down.
So with that being said, we do these segment which we're doing actually this Saturday. We have a segment called 9 to 5.
We do Nine Ball. What he thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to him. But yeah, I was about to say we have you mentioned the game, and I'm explaining to them what that game is. So with that being said, we have a section every month called a 9 to 5, which we literally on Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we play a game all the way until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What we do is that we play from 9 until noon usually. We have an hour lunch. Then we'll play again from 1 until 4:30, and then we jump on stream and just talk about, we switch the stream and we just talk about our thoughts about the game. That's normally what we do once a month. There was a game called Lineage 2 where we started it at 9 o'clock. We linked up all together immediately. And then I think it was at, 9:45? We stopped playing it. It was that bad. So Lineage 2, definitely not recommended. We ended at 9 to 5 quite early. And that's the first 9 to 5 in ALWT Gaming history that we stopped before the actual allotted time that drastically. So there you have it. We didn't even make it a full hour for that game. That's how bad it was. So with that being said, we are going to be having a 9 to 5 this Saturday. If you guys are wanting to jump in on some of those streams to kind of see us play Lost Ark for the first time as we progress through through that game. That campaign is the MMORPG. So we'll see how we all can like it. And it's 9 Ball. What does this do for you?
Not much. I mean, I had forgot it was even in existence for God knows how long. It just kind of was there, and then it's not. I don't know. I want to get my hands on it. Right now, it's just looking like your typical ARPG.
Yeah.
I want to see what differentiates it from, like, let's say, hopefully it's not as grindy as, let's say, Terra, or I'm trying to think of other ARPGs I play. I played quite a few. Kind of like Guild Wars 2, like I said, Terra and them. Mm-hmm. I just got through watching the trailer. It looks all right. The graphics look solid, I guess. But it kind of reminds me, I couldn't think of the title till now, Black Desert in sort of a way with its look.
So here's the thing. I don't think there's going to be anything that truly stands out. And I could be speaking straight out my booty from this one. But I don't think that there's going to be anything that stands out for this game besides its art style. I think that's the only thing that's going to be kind of different from it, to be completely honest with you. And even with that, it looked very muddy when they shown it last year. Still willing to try it. It's a multiplayer game that we can play together. So
yeah.
I'm all for that. But that's about all I'm looking forward to be honest with you.
Looking for it just to work, I guess, then.
Yeah. Now, again, I could be wrong. I hope it does well because it's on my fantasy gaming league.
You put it on your fantasy gaming list?
Now, don't judge me. All right, I couldn't think of any games at the time, but I gotta play.
And you just don't put nothing there.
I don't. You can still drop it and pick up another game there, 9 Ball. Okay, don't judge me, Corner Pocket.
As long as you remember to drop it before it comes out.
I have a plan, Mildewy. Okay, Mom, it's okay. I got
We're
this under
just
control.
making sure you're doing everything right. We don't want you to lose this. We want you to keep your morale up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I got good friends. A couple fun ones for you guys on here. And this is actually kind of rounding it out for the day. Fun ones. Eddie Macick from GameSpot says Smilegate's MMO Lost Ark, we just mentioned that, has launched in the West and doing a great on PC. The game is soaring up the Steam charts, becoming the second biggest game in terms of concurrent players. But will it come to console grows audience even more? Unfortunately, right now we don't know for sure. For now, at least, it appears Smilegate and publisher Amazon Games are keen to keep the game on PC alone. Amazon's other recent big PC MMO RPG release, New World, also released exclusively on PC with no plans to launch outside the console. I don't know why they mentioned that part, because New World still has some work to be done. But there you have it. Lost Ark potentially could come to PC, but console. But as of right now, it's just on PC. But that's what we're going to be playing on this Saturday. Is going to be on PC. Hirun Kreyer from Games Radar also says this. Now, this is a game I normally don't care about, but bear with me. PUBG Mobile is crossing over with the smash hit anime manga Jujutsu Kaisen. As of earlier today, February 15th, the Jujutsu Kaisen crossover event is live in PUBG Mobile and will be hanging around for exactly 1 month until March 15th. Protagonist Yuji Itadori, alongside Megami Fushiguro, Nobara Kugisaki, and teacher Satoru Gojo, will be available as in-game characters via special cosplay sets, which players can collect. So if you guys are a fan of PUBG, and like the anime Jujutsu Kaisen, which is a fantastic anime. If you haven't started it, please do it if you guys are anime or manga readers. It'll blow your socks off. You know what? We got a little bit of time. I want to go around the room real fast. What animes are on your guys' list that you guys want to address to the public right now? Starting with you, Mildewy Carrot.
Oh, like which ones I would recommend to them?
Yeah, just any anime, slice of life, isekai, anything like that that's on your list right now that you just want to throw out there and be like, hey, you guys should check this out. I've got
so many. Like I've got box sets from Days Gone Past that kids nowadays are probably just like, what? Actually, just real quick in the chat, that Challen Key says that looked a bit weird, but I dig it. And Jujutsu Kaisen is coming in March.
The movie, yep. Baby, yes, next month. Let's go.
But for me, stuff that I've been kind of watching is Bofuri, which is, I forget the full title of the name. I think it's like, I don't want to get hurt, so I maxed out my HP. Yeah, I maxed out my defense. Yeah. So that one is awesome and hilarious. Second season should be coming here soon. Rise of the Shield Hero. Season 1 is fantastic. Cannot wait for season 2 to come out. We got a character that we know at the end and another one coming, which I cannot wait for.
Shaolin Keys. Bro.
Need some people to go see them.
Yeah. you know where to find me, bro. You know where to find me. I got you. I'll get my ticket now. You know what I mean? Phone on deck. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
One that I like is it's a very like low key, like slice of life type of deal, just living, is Restaurant to Another World is good. And it's got a second season now. And then the final one is I've been rewatching a lot is My Next Life as a Villainess. Very good. Very good show.
Yes.
So, and then I've got a whole bunch of others that I'm watching or trying to watch. So it's I've got a list.
See, okay, lady, you are my type of gal. You know what
my favorites are Seven Deadly Sins, Castlevania, and Inuyasha. Yeah, Castlevania is fantastic.
Okay, yeah,
bravo, Don. Especially on Netflix. Like I still have to watch the final season of it. But it is fantastic. Inuyasha was good. Seven Deadly Sins is good.
Seven Deadly Sins is fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Finished it all the way through. Absolutely loved it. Loved every minute of it.
Yeah, I got lists, but yeah, those are the top ones I've been watching currently right now.
Yeah.
So
I want to throw a few out there for you guys too as well. I got a couple, and of course we're going to end it off with It's the Nine Ball.
I was gonna say, what about Nine Ball?
Yeah, I ain't gonna bring it up. That's my boy. I recommend first and foremost on the list. Have to do it. Actually, I got turned on to this by Shaolin Keys, who was watching at my house years ago, and that is Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is on a whole another freaking level. Cannot predict what's about to happen. I don't know what's about. It's coming out weekly right now, every Sunday after 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's how much I'm just into this, and that anime is fantastic. Seven Deadly Sins is definitely up there. Immortal Kings is really good. Immortal King. Day Life of Immortal King is the full title. Been enjoying that. That's very One Punch Man-esque. Super powerful dude. I also recommend My Dress Up Gal. If you guys like slice of life types, My Dress Up Gal is pretty good.
That's on my list.
Yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen, I mentioned that earlier. Demon freaking Slayer. 100% recommend that for sure. And then, of course, Rising of the Shield Hero. That's a must watch. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. That's a must watch. That's an absolute must watch. And I would also recommend Wise Man's Grandchild.
Have they announced the second season for that one yet? I still haven't seen anything on it.
They haven't, and it's hurting my soul, but I really want that to come out ASAP.
They haven't resolved it yet. It's like, we need them to resolve it.
They do, man. Because that was one that's my wife is not really in, like, she likes some animes. Like, she's actually watching right now. What's she watching right now?
I don't know.
Oh, she's watching. She's watching. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? So she watched all of season 1 and she's enjoying it. Then she got about 2 or 3 episodes inside season 2. We're getting through that, and that Time I Got reincarnated, Danmachi for short. Every season gets better. Every season gets better. So first one was already good. It starts off a little slow, but it's entertaining, grabs you in, and then it ends off as a banger. Second season picks up, bam. Third season takes a whole other twist, but it's the best season out right now. They got a movie out too, and they got an alternate reality, not alternate reality, but alternate viewpoint, a point of view for season 1, which is through the Princess Aiden's point of view. Fantastic. It's the 9 Ball. Wrap us up, man.
Oh God, I've been kind of on an anime hiatus.
Ooh.
So I have not watched much in the way of anime lately. I've been going through my backlog library, also finishing up some of my real life shows. Like, I've been actually watching a lot of Star Trek Discovery.
Bars.
Animes I'm supposed to be watching. I told a friend at work I'm gonna spin back to Demon Slayer.
Please.
So I'm gonna spin back to Demon Slayer. Another anime I've been watching and thoroughly actually enjoyed it. Well, it's actually on Mildewy's list too. It's My Next Life as a Villainess. But I usually watch more of the like off kilter ones. I watch quite a few horror ones. I would say I also watch Vivi, the Fluent. What was it? The Fluent Song. I finished up that one. I think that was one of the last ones I finished. And Shiki. That's an anime horror style anime. So if you're not into horror movies or anything like that, don't watch it.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's not super scary. It's quite interesting for an anime. I usually watch like those. I think some of my favorites, I would say people to watch. It's probably, like I said, Evangelion. Everybody knows I watch Evangelion.
I've watched Evangelion, and I regret and don't regret at the same time.
Yeah, it's incredibly weird. So, and it can be a bit of a mind trip. Psychopaths for me, I think it's one of my all-time favorites. And of course, like I've told everybody, I would say Iron Blood Orphans would be one for me for a strong watch.
There you go.
It's way different than what I thought. It was my friend told me at work, you're like, you need to watch Gundam, Iron Blood Orphan. I'm like, why would I watch Gundam?
You're thinking about the older Gundams.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 80s Gundam.
I'd rather watch Robotech, which I own.
I do want to shout out Shaolin Keese's list as well. He says Jujutsu Kaisen, amen. Demon Slayer, amen. Yu Yu Hakusho, amen. Trigun, haven't seen it. Hunter x Hunter.
But Trigun, oh god, that takes me back.
God,
Yeah,
Silent Keys, man.
Yu Yu Hakusho and Trigun, those are some old
I
good
remember
ones,
Trigun.
man.
I
That one
remember
throwing out the
Trigun.
oldies and the goodies.
That's
Trigun.
super canon, man.
Hold on, guys, I'm getting attacked here. Trigun's the only one I haven't seen. And then I haven't seen Skate the Infinity. I haven't seen that one either. That one I think is relatively new, right? Isn't that a 2019 anime? Skate to the Infinity. Attack on Titan, Hunter x Hunter. I did transform myself as an anime watcher. Just a little backstory there. For the longest time, it was always action and story for me. Not really into anything else. Your Lie in April opened my eyes to the possibility of greatness when it comes to slice of life. Came to the absolute possibility of greatness, and that was an anime that I thought it was one thing, and I know I said this before on All Day Anime, which is going to be coming back this year, pending. We will let you guys know. But that was an anime that I thought it was one thing. Started watching it, waiting for it to get to that thing that I thought it was. I think I was like 3 episodes in, and that's when I realized I was like, this is not the same anime that I thought it was going to be, but I'm pretty invested in it. So I watched the whole thing. I was only expected to watch a couple episodes. I think it was like at 9 p.m. at night. I stayed up until 4 in the morning, and I had to work the next day. And I just couldn't get to sleep because it got to me that heavy. Like I was like, go ahead.
Oh, go on ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, it just got to me. And that was a slice of life, which had zero action in it. Zero action, just great storytelling. And then I tried another slice of life, Quintessential Quintuplets. Tried that out. Loved that. That one I liked so much that I ended up, I'm not a manga reader. I'm not. And that one I had to go find out what was going on. Rent a Girlfriend, same thing. I'm caught up on the manga right now for Rent a Girlfriend. And I'm not a manga reader.
And now I'll tell you something about that that anime did.
Go ahead.
Like that's where I think me and you actually kind of different. I actually start off anime totally different. Like I've always seen it as an art form. My first ones were actually, God, I'm gonna really date myself. But I remember when I was a kid, I remember actually running into seeing an Akira poster in the theaters, like the neon theaters. Remember the neon theaters in the Oregon district back in the day? There was like an Akira poster up, and it was showing in the theaters at the time. Man. One of my first.
We're old guys.
Anyone that's from Dayton, anyone from this Dayton knows exactly what he's talking about right now. And Silent Keystake confirmed that what I was speculating, which is Skate was in 2019. So.
He also said old school anime can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with it.
But I kind of have grown to sort of like, I'm not huge action. I mean, I like action, but I sort of like, I have an appreciation for like, I guess kind of psychological anime. It's one of my favorites. I love psychological. I kind of got into mystery animes because I watched Psycho-Pass, and I ended up watching a Psycho-Pass in another. Another again is kind of a horror style anime, and it's sort of like anybody remember the game Clue?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so it's like Clue mixed with Final Destination.
Oh, mama. Mamma mia.
It's short. I think it's like 12 or so episodes, but I ended up watching it during one of our road trips when he was going out of town. I ended up finishing it on the whole trip up and back. But I more gravitate towards, I think sci-fi, science fiction is one of my favorites. I love sci-fi, of course. I have a special place for certain horror animes, but I love psychological anime. I love psychological animes, and I love like heavy story and character driven animes. I guess that's why I kind of like when I ran into My Next Life as a Villainous. I haven't finished it yet, but I do like it, but I need to stop procrastinating it because to me, it's obviously a very funny anime too. Yeah. And it's very much worth a watch because it's very lighthearted and stuff. Well, for parts I've seen so far.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it does have some scenes that may like pick at some emotional aspects of you, depending upon how you react to certain things. But it's nothing deep like Evangelion or let me throw out another one here for people, Razafon.
Oh,
yeah. Let me just throw that one out. There was another one that was a fun one to play with.
Now, if you want to go into depressing animes, we can go back in time, and that would be Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, you had to bring that one up.
It's one of those animes I've watched once in my life. Only watch it if you ever have to watch it once. Like it's one of those, and it's deeply disturbing. It's sad and it's deeply disturbing.
So if you want to throw up. If you want to feel sick at the end of the day, watch this. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's
you're not gonna be like
sick of me like about crying at the end.
You're gonna be like emotional at the very end of it. Like you could it's that deep. And I remember we watched it in college, and I need to watch it again just so I can remember the story. But it's still so much. I will say this just one last thing on psychological stuff. You ever seen Paprika there, Nineball?
No, it's on my list to watch though.
it's good.
Shaolin says, if you guys read, y'all should try Kaiju number 8 and Doran.
I've heard of.
Yes, I know what that is.
I know what that one is. Kaiju number 8. I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, I'm not
I've
sure
heard of
what
Kaiju number 8 is 2. I've heard of Kaiju. I'm not sure
if number 8's the same thing.
I'm thinking of Blue Sub number 6.
Oh, dude, that was good. That's still a good one.
Also, Battle Game in 5 Seconds is a pretty good one.
Yeah, we are gaming nerds and anime nerds, guys.
As you can tell. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our ALWT Things Gaming episode 7 for season 2, 2022. This Thursday, if you guys happen to catch the tail end of this stream, this Thursday we are having our SIN segment, which is Strength in Numbers, SIN segment, as we go through the next part, which I think is part 4 of Remnant from the Ashes with the trio right here. From the comments on our last stream, it sounds like we're towards the end of the game, so it's very possible that this might be the last SIN segment for Remnant from the Ashes, and then we're going over to a new game. If we don't finish it this Thursday, chances are we'll probably beat it in the next week or two after that then. So we'll just kind of have to see. And then, of course, if you guys are busy, that's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till 10 p.m. Almost didn't say that. And then, of course, if you guys would like to hang with us on a Saturday, I mean, what better way to hang out with us on a Saturday? That rhymed all the time. You know what I mean? But anyway, 9 to 5 is going to be us with Lost Ark. And that is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, God, I just watched a video about that. Checking out the starting classes for Lost Ark. It looked pretty good.
It's very Diablo-esque, very League of Legends top-down view and all that good stuff. It looks really fun, and I can't wait to fully dive in it with you gentlemen, and just be able to explore the world of Lost Ark. And then, of course, if you guys miss all of that this week, we're back at it like a bad habit next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Typically, sometimes we go over if we talk about stuff that we love, as like today. So we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Last thing I do want to remind anyone that's out there currently, if you guys have an Amazon account and you guys have a Twitch account, you guys combine them together, marry them like this. What you guys can do is actually have a Twitch Prime account, which gives you a free sub to any Twitch streamer on a monthly basis. You guys can consider giving that to us. We'd appreciate it. But if not, no hard feelings. Make sure you guys use it for another streamer out there.
Yeah, just use it because it's going to waste otherwise.
Yeah, it's just money in their pocket. You know what I mean? It's money in the pocket.
Yeah, and it's not coming out of yours. So
yeah, it's Lady Mythical says bye. Appreciate you. I love you. Like that you were in the chat with us hanging out. Shaolin Keys, I love you, man. Appreciate that you're hanging out. Hit me up if you wanted to go watch that Jujutsu Kaisen 0. I mean, I'm telling you. I got it. I got you all that. Just turn on. Yeah, now I got you. All right, I got you. But yeah,
had to do the unlock code. Swipe left.
Yeah, I had to do that. But until next time, everybody, we love you. We appreciate you. Control Alt.
Complete.
Peace, love, and hair grease. Don't fight it.